Hi, everybody.
Hey guys.
It's us again. Um,
Yes, we have changed positions in the past week. I promise. We just filming here is easier.
yeah, we don't move. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Before we get started into what we're going to talk about today, when we launched the channel, I had no expectations, and we have over 100 views on our first
11
video
subscribers already.
and 11 subscribers, as she said. So, from the bottom of both our hearts, thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
It means the world to both of us. That's awesome. We're gonna keep doing these, and I hope you guys keep liking them and enjoying them and enjoying us.
Hopefully
And
we continue to be entertaining.
yeah, somewhat. I mean, mildly, slightly would be cool. Thank you so much. We've had several people reach out to us from different parts of the disabled community, which is really cool. So we won't be talking all the time about our lives with CPE. Hopefully, we can have some other people on for some varying perspectives and different things like that. They can compare and contrast, and we could be like, "Oh, that is totally different from what we do."
Or, oh,
So,
that's just an us thing. Okay, not the rest of the disabled world does that.
yeah. So, if you are a part of a different disabled community, you reach out to one of us, either me
Hit
or
us up.
Shay. Um, I will put our socials down
Down
in the
below.
description. And we will start a relationship, and hopefully can get some people on. So thank you so much again. And so moving forward, then what we're gonna talk about today is mostly just a couple clarification points on my end.
Yeah. After we posted the kind of what is TP video, both of our parents felt the need to reach out to us and edit things that we said because obviously we were little and don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
So they corrected some stuff and we're going to enlighten you.
So from my side, my mom was like, "Okay, first of all, you're not spastic diplegic. You're actually spastic quadriplegic, and I know someone who can tell you what that is. It's not actually me. So, Shaylee, go ahead."
We filmed this clip once before, so if you want to give it a shot, because I did tell you, but do you
You
want
did,
to?
but do I remember it? Do I remember it? Answer no, because I had food in front of my face, and that was more important.
Okay, so I guess I'm going to continue to be the medical educator.
Yeah, I just, like,
So,
it went over my head. Alright, go ahead.
so basically, the difference between spastic diplegic and spastic quadriplegic is two, literally two. Diplegic means that two limbs are affected. I don't know if it can be two limbs anywhere, if it's typically just legs, but usually it's in reference to just having somebody's legs be affected. Quadriplegics, on the other hand, like spastic quadriplegia, means that all four limbs are impaired somehow. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't use those limbs at all. It just means that their function is impaired enough where people feel the need to diagnose it.
Hi, that's me. Right here. That's me. Yeah, basically, so, Shaylee has a better lower body and that
Barely.
kind of thing. And my hands and my legs, like, so you can see my one hand. I can't turn it all the way over. I can get closer. I'm actually working on that.
Woo!
So yeah, I can't do a lot of things. I cannot do a lot of things really, really well. I can just do some things good. Is where we're at with my description of my body, basically. I am trying to get better. I will be in the future when we are allowed posting videos of my workout sessions with my cousin who's trying to help me get a little bit more independence and maybe I can transfer and do things I've never been able to do in my entire 31 years of living. So that's the now I can't even cross my fingers. There we go. That's the fingers crossed moment there for me. The goal is to have that happen by June 1st. So let's see if it happens, I guess.
Yeah,
And
looking forward to it. It'll be good.
yeah, so we'll see. And that's just what I wanted to clarify for you guys from the last video. I got that wrong. My bad. Shaylee, you got anything to clarify on your end?
There are also things that I messed up, and just, I had a medical trigger warning because my end of it is a little bit more graphic. So if you do want to skip grotesque descriptions of intestinal things, skip now and put a timestamp somewhere.
Yes, I'll try and put a timestamp at in the description below, but continue.
Okay, so in the original video, I more or less said like I was, completely fine from birth until diagnosis at whenever I was diagnosed. Apparently, I was diagnosed earlier than I thought. I was diagnosed a week after my birth. And B, I was not completely fine. So, what?
It is funny. Continue.
So apparently, my parents almost actually lost me a couple times, like in the first like week or so that I was born. So that's great. Nearly died probably a couple times. Other thing was that when they finally let me go home from the hospital like a week and a bit later, I apparently just would not stop crying. Like I was bawling 24/7. And apparently, at some point, I started vomiting. And then I started literally puking my own, like, bowel excrement, for lack of a more appropriate way to put that. I started puking that up. So we.
She puked shit.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna. I wasn't gonna say it quite like that, but yes, I puked my own shit.
So what she's saying is, like, shit comes out of her mouth a lot.
Anyways.
Continue, sorry, my bad. Go. I'll sit here in the corner quietly.
Obviously, my parents rushed me to a hospital, and they found out that I had a twist in my intestine. It's something secondary to a volvulus. I don't remember the exact technical term.
Okay, what is that? You have to clarify that for people who don't know what that is.
Basically, like I said, I don't remember the exact technical term, but it's something secondary to a volvulus. And that means that like a foot of my intestine decided to wrap around itself and shock off blood flow, and I nearly died again.
Rip.
So they removed like a foot and a half of my intestine, and yeah.
So I guess the moral of those two stories is we got some stuff wrong.
And we have more trauma than we thought we did.
But I'm glad that we're both still here and we're both able to laugh at each other and have a good time and be advocates for this wonderful, wonderful community when we can. So that's awesome. As it's being still March, we are going to continue to upload content as often as we can and as quickly as I can edit. So which will be like a week. It might be like a week. I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, worst case scenario, CP Awareness Month will just be a month late, and you'll just catch up on everything all at once.
Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll do everything I can. A lot of these, I'm hoping to do just smaller clips for you guys, and then I won't have to edit as much. But the thing I wanted to talk about before, as just the main piece of this video, I guess, other than clarification, I haven't really told Shaylee this, but I would like to talk about just the pandemic and disability in and of itself. Just what we went through, and how difficult it actually is. Because a lot of people that know us always tell us, "Oh, you guys are, always so happy and excited, and all those types of things." But a lot of the time, this is what you see with us. We're goofy and happy, but that's just not behind the scenes, as it were. So a lot of it is, I'll admit, like the first part of my experience of the pandemic in early March of 2020 was incredibly difficult for multiple reasons. It was just, I got told on March 16th that I was going home from my job and I wasn't coming back, and I didn't know what was happening. Like, I wasn't sure if I was gonna, my boss told me I wasn't gonna get let go, but we were all uncertain at those times, and I was like, okay, great. And we just went every day, and it was kind of just a lot of uncertainty, and from a disabled perspective, we sit in isolation a lot. And so these kind of dark days that everybody has, we have more often than the average person, I would say. Just from my perspective, just the days where you just all of a sudden it's been a week and you've forgotten what you've done that week and those types of things. So I guess my message from this whole episode, honestly, is just despite what you see on our faces and our smiles and happiness, check on us every once in a while and say, how you doing? Because at the early part of the pandemic, I was the person that would, text everybody and be like, hey, how's it going? How you holding up? And I understand that everybody's in this together and different things, but isolation is even hard on us, despite the fact that we are isolated most of the time. So that's just kind of where I wanted to go with this today. Is just to tell you guys as a reminder that not just CP people, but everybody with a disability has been struggling with this just as much, as possibly even more than many of you. So reach out and just say, hey, let's get through this thing together. We're getting closer, which is awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that was my experience with the pandemic, and it's every day's a little better. Every day's different. Some days are better than others, but also there's some pretty bad ones in there too. So just
I wanted to. Sorry, I keep doing that. I keep interrupting.
No, it's okay. Just remember that. That's all I'm gonna say.
And like sometimes it's not even directly the pandemic either. Like the pandemic already adds to stuff that may have been a struggle. Like I know this past year has been more of a struggle for me just because my abilities are changing and we're trying to work around that in various areas of life right now. So add that plus the pandemic, it's just been kind of a gong show.
Yeah, it's so different for everybody, and I understand, like I said, that we're all in this together. So check on everyone, like obviously everyone, but just a reminder, we're not always the smiling inspirations you see in front of a camera. So yeah, just check on us every now and again, and we'll get through this thing together, and we'll be laughing in no time, I hope. So fingers crossed. But yeah, that was my experience, and with Shaylee, there was moments. I know you can speak to it, obviously, but there was moments in March where you were physically just having problems, and so that happened.
We were not okay for various reasons. Actually, that didn't really hit till like April.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that at all, or
what?
Do you want to talk about that at all, like what you were going through?
I mean, we're here, so yeah, sure, okay. So I guess to start, I live in a building that is it's a long-term care facility. The floor that I live on is designated as long-term care. So initially, when the first lockdown last March hit, my parents and I were like, you know what? We're just going to move you back home and you're going to chill with us. That ended up being like a 7-month adventure. But so when I first moved back, all was good. Like the environment was obviously a little bit different, so I had to adjust to doing things slightly differently, but it was fine for the first couple weeks. And then April hit. I don't even remember exactly what day it was, but it was pretty close to my birthday, I want to say. So one day, I decided I was transferring to the bathroom to do my thing as I normally would. And I completely missed. Fell to the floor. I can no longer fall. I mean, obviously I can fall, but falling is more detrimental than it used to be. So I fell, my knees folded under, I hit the ground. They bent way farther than they were supposed to, and I screamed bloody murder. So there was that. Obviously, we got me patched up and whatever. But ever since then, I was too scared to do transfers by myself. I always had to have somebody there. And I mean, mom and dad made that work. It was fine. However, then I moved back here and realized that I had spent enough time at home that I suddenly didn't know how to function in my apartment. I figured out the bathroom pretty quick. as long as we had a transfer belt on me just for safety reasons to prevent the fall of doom. I
The
figured that
Fall
out.
of Doom. Title of the episode.
What?
I said that's the title of the episode. Sorry.
Not talking.
I wanted to just intervene with some humor. I'm sorry. It's what I do. I
Oh,
apologize. Go
all
ahead.
good.
Go
All
ahead.
good. So anyway, I figured out the bathroom pretty quick. That was fine. I remembered how I used to do it. It was fine. However, I could no longer figure out the bed because my bed back home in Moose Jaw with my parents is like way shorter than this one is, and I'm a short person, so I used to be able to do like a stand and kind of pivot maneuver. Could no longer do that without feeling really unsafe. So I just avoided doing it. And for a while, we would just use what's called a sit stand lift. So basically, it's a little machine that pulls up in front of your chair, whatever you're sitting on. You plunk your feet on it, you put a sling at your back, and then the top part of it lifts up and the sling will hold you up. And you're good. So for a while, I was, doing bathroom transfers during the day and whatever, and using the sit stand at night. And then eventually we got to a point where it was too confusing for the staff. I was using the sit stand for one transfer and not for the other. So eventually we were just like, you know what, we are going to just use the sit stand for everything for now, and we'll figure out the bed transfer situation momentarily. So eventually I did get in to see, well, actually I didn't get in to see, they came to me, but I saw a physical therapist, and we worked out that I could still do the bed transfer as long as I had a slide board, which, funny that we're talking about this now because we were just explaining slide boards to Annie last night. But basically, what a slide board is you stick one end on whatever chair you're sitting on and kind of underneath your butt, and the other end goes to whatever you want to transfer to. And then you just slide over, and it is the best thing ever. So we finally figured that out. I'm still not confident enough to do transfers on my own, and I can't do the slide board on my own anyways, because I can't get it far enough under my butt. But for now, we've got me relatively back to baseline. A little bit less than baseline, obviously, because I'm not independent with it anymore, but mostly baseline.
Yeah, well, I mean that's pretty cool. At least you figure. I mean that's the main part about disability though is you adapt and work around whether your body decides to work or not, and you figure that out, and that's awesome. And I guess for a long time, on my side of things, it was always just I'm not gonna figure it out and just kind of let the chips fall where they may. So that's changing for me too. And yeah, it was. I mean, for when I was around during that time, it was interesting to see where you were and where you've come since
Yeah,
then.
you were there through that whole, because we had started talking by that point, so you were there for the whole
Yeah,
A, I screwed up, B, now we're here, C, I finally got it back. You were there for the entire...
I was. Yeah, I absolutely was. And so, yeah,
And I was a mess at the time, but I mean, I knew that I knew there was equipment out there, and I knew that I would eventually get it back. It was just a matter of, my body is crapping out quicker than I thought it was going to.
yeah. Like I said before, that's basically what I wanted to cover today. Is just kind of what we've been going through. For me, it's mostly just mentally. Being the type of person that oftentimes is a social butterfly and likes to be around people. It has been difficult just because I like the social interaction, so I appreciate the outlets like this to be able to be like, hey, I can say this and people will understand. Um, so my struggles mostly have been mental, not necessarily the physical side of CP. But I will say, like I said, we live in isolation, so it's
And I mean, sorry, I'm gonna
go
stop
no
eventually.
go.
And for me, it's funny because it was kind of the opposite. You felt the social isolation right from the beginning. me, I was like, my parents are around. I have a giant house to roam around. I have theater practice over Zoom. We're fine. The mental part of the isolation is just now hitting me. Like when I came back here in September, that's when it started to hit.
Yeah, everyone's different, but I guess it's just like, we all go through some stuff, and we're all in this together. And until June, when we all get the lovely vaccine, hopefully, depending on your viewpoints, but when we all do, we're still all in this together for now. So I just wanted to, let the air out a little bit and be like, hey, this is honest, and this is just the way we handle things in isolation. And YouTube has always been our friend, and now we're on it ourselves. And
which is still very weird, by the way. Thank you for paying attention to us.
yeah, it's been really nice the last few days. The outpouring of support, it means a lot to both of us. Um, I still am just like, what do we talk about now? Like we did,
Right?
we did the, our CP awareness month and a little bit about our lives and different things, but we'll have to figure that out as we go. But I just wanted to talk about the pandemic today and be like, hey, this is a thing. We deal with it. We're still doing our best, and as is everybody else. Um, but from a CP point of view, there's just different things we
Yeah, it's
deal
been rough
with,
for a lot of reasons.
and it's just been rough. And we wanted to admit that. I wanted to admit that and be like, hey, like this is real.
Yeah.
And
And I'm the type of person that wouldn't normally admit that kind of stuff, but it feels less weird to just do to a camera. Maybe when it's published, it'll be weirder, but
yeah, I mean, who knows? If we're gonna be out there for people, I want them to see the real us too, and not just like goofy, silly us, which we are, obviously, as you
although we
saw.
need to do a fun episode after this because I need to like bring myself back up a little bit. Oh,
Yeah, we can do that. I guess I should do an outro, huh?
do hi, what's up? Yeah, what's up? Ah,
This
perfect. No
Oh,
worries.
temperature. I guess I can leave that in. Honestly, because of the facility Jaylee lives at, they're
That is
required to
just
take.
my life. People randomly pop in at intervals, and I've just learned not to care.
Yeah, people have to come in and take her temperature, give her pills, those types of things. But we haven't figured out the outro yet. So
No,
bear,
we don't have
bear
an
with
intro.
me,
Okay,
okay?
so
Like bear
what do
with
we
me
want to
here.
do? Like, give them a couple options and have them pick?
Yeah, you guys vote down below. The first video we were calling you guys dust bunnies and different things because we're a little bit
I don't
of
know if that
a
name's
big
gonna
mess,
stick.
but
I mean, it's cute, but I don't know if
I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm basically just gonna say that's it for this one. If you like the video, give it a like, give it a subscribe, tell all your friends.
notification bell so you don't miss any of our posts.
Yeah, tell all your friends and share it, and we'll see you. We'll see you next time. Would be the way I would do it. Now, if you have a suggestion down below, definitely say it.
Yes.
But
However, since we're not creative,
since
for
we
now,
since we suck at being creative at anything, tell us what we should say. But thank you so much again,
yes.
and we'll see you next time. Okay?
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Where are the stars tonight? Where are the movie stars?